Delegasi masyarakat sipil Indonesia yang terdiri dari tokoh agama, akademisi, dan pegiat parlemen mendapat kesempatan mengunjungi Ukraina pada Desember lalu untuk membawa misi Stop the War untuk perdamaian dunia. Wakil Sekjen Majelis Ulama Indonesia Pusat Bidang Ukhuwah Islamiyah, Arif Fahrudin menceritakan pengalamannya berkunjung ke Ukraina selama 10 hari. Ia bersama delegasi masyarakat sipil Indonesia mengunjungi sejumlah kota seperti Lviv, Kiev, dan Bucha untuk melihat kondisi langsung negara tersebut di tengah invasi Rusia. Arif menyebut Indonesia sebagai negara dengan populasi muslim terbesar di dunia dapat mengambil peran sebagai negara pendorong utama poros perdamaian dunia.
Kami mendorong agar kelompok agamawan itu lebih meningkatkan perhatiannya untuk mendorong pemerintah Indonesia menjadi saya bahasakan tuh prime mover gitu ya, pendorong utama, promotor utama poros perdamaian dunia.
Kunjungan delegasi masyarakat sipil Indonesia ini juga disambut positif Duta Besar Ukraina untuk Indonesia, Vasil Hamyanit. Vasil menyebut suara umat muslim di Indonesia dapat berkontribusi besar dalam proses perdamaian karena pengaruhnya yang besar di dunia.
In the country with the biggest Muslim population in the world, and being the country a very influential Muslim country in the world, I would say, the voice of Indonesian Muslims will be heard around the world. Nobody will ignore it, including Russia. So the voice of Indonesian Muslim people, especially the Muslim leaders, spiritual leaders, will definitely be very important in bringing the end to this war, in stopping the war.
Sebelumnya, jurnalis senior CNN Indonesia, Desi Anwar, juga sempat mengunjungi Ukraina pada November 2023 lalu untuk melihat dampak perang Rusia-Ukraina yang akan genap berusia 2 tahun pada Februari mendatang. Dalam perjalanannya, Desi Anwar pun bertemu sejumlah masyarakat sipil yang terdampak langsung akibat perang berkepanjangan ini.
Insight with Desi Anwar dari Kiev, Ukraina. Saat ini saya berada di luar bangunan Pusat Prosthetics dan Rehabilitasi, Center for Prosthetics and Rehabilitation. Di sini khusus untuk mereka yang memerlukan kaki palsu akibat kecelakaan ataupun cedera yang mereka alami sehingga mereka diamputasi dan memerlukan prosthetics. Ada sekitar 9 pusat rehabilitasi dan prosthetics atau pusat pembuatan kaki palsu ini di Ukraina, dan jumlah pasiennya pun semakin lama semakin meningkat. Apalagi sejak terjadinya perang dengan Rusia, jumlah pasiennya pun semakin banyak terdiri dari para tentara yang tentu saja kehilangan atau luka akibat di medan perang. Catatan terakhir dalam satu hari ada sekitar 20 orang yang datang ke sini untuk mendapatkan kaki palsu karena cedera yang mereka alami di medan perang. Hard work.
Дуже важко.
Can you tell us a little bit about your story? What happened to you when you lost your leg, and what was the situation then?
Ми тримали позицію. Прийшла зміна, нас поміняли, і ми з нашої групи почали повертатися. Але та ділянка, де ми поверталися, вона була ми просунулися вперед і ще не встигли розмінувати її повністю всю. Ми досить, на 4,5 кілометра ми пройшли вперед. От. І коли поверталися дорогою, тою дорогою вже декілька разів ходили. Можливо, там невідомо, як так вийшло, що заходимо на ділянку, ми рухаємося по всіх правилах цепочкою. Ось. І я йшов п'ятим. Попереду мене два командири, і ще людина. І людина, яка позаду мене, от я проходжу ділянку, а позаду мене людина, побратим, мій молодий хлопець, підривається. От ми надали йому допомогу, перев'язали. Перші мої слова – це все, відвоювався, коли побачив, що поруч стоїть берц мій.
You thought you were going to die.
Ні, я подумав, що вже не зможу бігати, виконувати бойове завдання, тому побачив, що вже ноги немає, вона поруч стояла. І я подумав, що все, вже відвоювався. Хлопця, який перший підірвався, його понесли далі. А я залишився лежати, бо командир заборонив підходити. І тільки один хлопець підійшов, інший побратим, який за руку мене витягнув з цього поля бою, з мінного поля. Він мене витягнув і тоді мене вже понесли.
And then what happened and how did you manage to not only have a new leg but go back to the front line again?
Ціла система. Спочатку передова, більше 4 кілометрів до найближчого евакуаційного пункту. На машині привезли на евакуаційний пункт, звідти для того, в Дніпрі вони сказали, що кость сильно велика, будуть проблеми з установкою протезу. Тому треба зрізати 6 см кістки, стабілізуємо і відправляємо далі. Поток великий поранених, тому там чесно кажуть.
Altogether, how long has the rehabilitation process been until you feel normal again and you can do all your activities again?
3 грудня підірвався, 10 січня мене виписали, вже пройшов. І 14 або 15 січня я приїхав в цей центр, а 20 січня я перший раз став на протез.
And how did you feel when you first time you put on your prosthetic?
По-новому все, перевчаюся і ходити. Це не так, як нормальна людина здорова ходить, зовсім по-другому. По-другому баланс тримаєш, по-другому мишці працюють, а деякі не працюють.
Well, your mental state?
Психологічно я був готовий ще до підриву, до таких речей. Після того, як я перше поранення отримав, легке осколкове, але у мене була зупинка дихання, і якби не лікар, який був поруч, то мене вже в живих не було. Тому я вже був готов до всіх негаразд.
And now you're back in the front line. You're back in the field. Why is it important for you?
У мене на очах приклад був побратим, який теж отримав поранення, і в нього теж знайшли онкологію, і він комісувався. Я його зустрів в Києві, він вже рік як не воює. Ні, перше поранення коли було. Ось. І він каже, все віддав би, щоб повернутися, але вже не може, бо він вже комісований. І я зробив все, щоб мене не комісували.
Thank you for sharing with us
Thank
your
you.
story.
Thank you.
War will be 10 years or more time. We have not enough in country. I think my subjective thing, prosthetics master.
Desi from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thanks for taking the time to see us.
Oh no, thanks for you that you support Ukraine, because when journalists show our problem to another country, it's very helpful for our country. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and for me it's quite, distressing to see something like this, that there has to be, a special center for prosthetics. Could you tell us a little bit about the background of the prosthetic center, and until now, how many patients, so to speak, that you've dealt with? And
Understand.
the background.
Sorry, but we cannot say for you number of soldiers, because this is statistic for enemy. But if we make statistic anti-terroristation operation and full war, this is very more patients, very hard for our center, very hard for all prosthetic center, because we have very many people with amputee. Because this is artillery, aircraft, shooting, mine, all day. All day we have many people with amputee.
So what year was this prosthetic center set up?
We have owner. Our owner, this is Indian guy. He from India. He started our center in 2030 years. He started to make this center. This is one center only in Kyiv, but then we have trouble with anti-terroristation operation with Russia. We start to and create 9 center in big city in Ukraine, and now we have 9 center, and I think in next month we open 10 center in Chernihiv. This is for good logistic. This is for more comfortable for our patients, that they can make prosthetics in Kyiv, Lviv, Chernihiv, and other center, and we work. Our mission is help to come back these guys to normal life.
So could you tell us in detail what are the facilities and also the services and treatments provided here in the center?
We make all that patient have amputee and come to hospital, and after hospital we must recover these people, and then you see on man or girl the clothes, you cannot see what amputee he have. We make physical therapist, ergotherapist operations, and command team special вправо, как будет? Yeah, and we make prosthetics. From the first step, we make we do model, and for the finish, we make and complete all prosthetics. And they study how work with prosthetics, how live with prosthetics, and how use these prosthetics. Yes.
And the profile of your patients, are they, you mentioned children as well, and
children we
just
have
ordinary
two,
people?
Children, civilian people, and soldier, but not only civilian who have amputee with war. Some civilian have some trouble with health. This is sugar diabetes and another, and auto crashing. All people who have amputee in our country, we make for them prosthetics.
But since the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, do you see sort of a rise in the number of amputees or the number of people, particularly soldiers, needing prosthetics?
Yes, more soldiers. Early we have, for statistics, early we have, I think, 1-2 soldiers on 1 week. Now we have minimum 20, I think 20 soldiers on day.
Wow,
yes, it's very bad statistic, because we have no good armor, we have not good technical protection. Some country help for us, but this is not enough to save our soldier and win this war.
So what about the funding, and what kind of things do you need in order to expand and also to take in more patients?
All prosthetics, all that we do, this is free for these guys. For all guys who have amputee, it's free. We have good social program from Ministry of Social Politics, and government pay for this all. And I think our government have money from another country. This help for social program, and we can make our work.
So the government funds the center as well?
Yes.
The running of it.
This is private center, but government pay for this. We put pact with patient, do our work, and after this, patient put this pact for government, and government pay for our organizations.
Okay. Okay, so what are, you have more and more patients, you said now, on a daily basis. What are the main challenges of, having this kind of center? What kind of things that you need in order to improve the services that you give?
We have not enough, I think, if war will be 10 years or more time, we have not enough in country, I think, my subjective thing, prosthetics master, because it's a profession very long. You must learn this, teach this, and we have not enough for now. Many prosthetics master that make prosthetics fast. We can make prosthetics for 1 day. Patients come today to our center, we make training prosthetics, and he start to make some exercises with our physical therapist and start to work. But now they must wait, I think, 4 or 5 days for first prosthetics. And if we have long war, I think this time will be so long. And patient must wait, and then they wait, they have some, I think, psychological problem, because they think, I don't need nobody. But if prosthetics we make fast, patients stay and say, oh, cool, I come back, all is good, thank you very much, I know why I fight.
Tell me about the psychological impact. Obviously, prosthetics is one thing, but dealing with a loss. How, what do you see as the main sort of
patient very cool, come back in psychological return to normal life. Then first they put prosthetics and they make first step. They will be happy, understand that all is normal. This leg normal, but only still all is good. Yeah, I think you asking guys, because more than 50% of these guys return and come back to the front line with prosthetics.
With prosthetics?
Yes, I asked with some soldier, he come back from the front line today for some little bit correction, and I speak to them, please stay, you make for guys.
About your own background, Andrei. What's your personal story?
I work in Ministry of Defense and military engineer work, and then war is start, anti-terroristation operation early. I start to help after work in military hospital, and my wife have not leg too. Yes, and she come to hospital to show guys that all is normal, life is non-stop. I have not leg, I am girl, but I live, all is normal, and I come with she. And after this, I think that my work, my knowledge is more interesting and more productive will be in this structure, in prosthetics. And I come to prosthetics center to work, to help these guys.
But do you see a lot of trauma, like PTSD for soldiers?
Higher percent of these guys I think,
Trauma.
Have this problem. As example, in our center, all Tuesday, in our center work psychologists. This is guys and women from the front line. They psychological men and women, and they work with these guys, because these guys have a specialist center as our, but only who work with their brain, not in their leg. But they don't want come. They cannot say about their problem. But in our center, where they work, we have atmosphere, доверия, как будет? Yes, of confidence, and they can speak with this woman and girl, and all is normal. We stabilizated these people, little bit percent we stabilizated in this center. But we have in our country many specialization clinic with professional psychological people, guys and women, doctor, who work with these guys. And today I think we have not so big problem as about USA, because in USA I read many books, many soldiers have problem with PTSD. Yeah, but this today, because now we all live in action in war, and we think it's normal. But then war is stopped, and our live and live with these guys. No so action, nobody fight, nobody want to hit or kill these guys, and they sit and have some psychological problem, I think, in future.
In the future, yeah.
Yeah, but our country work. Работает, чтобы этого не было в будущем. Work that we have not this problem in future, yes.
Yeah.
Коли ми говоримо про таку політику окупантів, ми говоримо, що їм абсолютно байдуже, з якої сім'ї ця дитина, якого вона віку, чи це хлопчик, чи це дівчинка, чи має вона інвалідність, їм байдуже. Їм потрібно забрати у України майбутнє, а це українські діти.
Okay, maybe Dara, could you start by telling us what is the special representative for the children's issues? What do you do, and why is it important? Things that you do.
Я не можу сказати, що моя робота як радниці уповноваженої президента України з прав дитини та дитячої реабілітації за час повномасштабного вторгнення дуже сильно змінилась. Чому? Тому що до початку повномасштабного вторгнення кожна дитина потребувала захисту своїх прав, але на сьогодні спричинені дії, спричинені зміни, спричинені агресором в Україні щодо українських дітей, надали моїй роботі значно більше викликів і меншого часу на реакцію. Звичайно, зараз пріоритетним питанням і величезним викликом в моїй роботі є саме робота з депортованими, примусово переміщеними дітьми, а також тими дітьми, яких утримують на окупованих територіях окупанти. Відповідно, майже останній рік я являюсь координатором плану Bring Kids Back UA, ухваленого президентом України, про нього я розповім детальніше, а також є координатором єдиного державного інформаційного порталу «Діти війни».
So can you tell us what the children's situation is at the moment? How many children are we talking about, and what are the main concerns about them and their well-being?
Так, якщо ми говоримо про платформу «Діти війни», то ця платформа була створена за завданням президента в рамках діяльності Координаційної ради з безпеки дітей під час війни, створеної при президентові України. Спеціально для того, аби надавати єдину статистику у всьому світові, щоб кожен міг зайти на цю платформу і щодня бачити оновлену статистику страшного лічильника жертв війни серед дітей. Відповідно, там щоранку оновлюються дані щодо кількості дітей, які були вбиті російською армією, щодо кількості дітей, які отримали поранення, зазнали сексуальних злочинів або були викрадені та примусово. І сьогодні на порталі «Діти війни» ви можете бачити цифру в 510 дітей, які були вбиті російською армією, 1148 дітей, які були поранені. І я хочу сказати, що близько 3% серед цих дітей, які були поранені, отримали ампутації кінцівок. 19 546 дітей були зареєстрованими як такими, які були депортовані чи примусово переміщені, or forcibly removed. І 13 дітей, щодо яких було зафіксовано сексуальні злочини з боку російських окупантів. Звичайно, я можу сказати, що це не остаточні цифри, оскільки ми чудово розуміємо, що справжня статистика є значно більшою, на жаль. Але на сьогоднішній день ми не можемо дати більш точні цифри, оскільки досі території України окуповані, і ми не знаємо до кінця, що трапилось з тими чи іншими дітьми там, на окупованій території. Наприклад, ми можемо сказати, якщо говоримо про депортованих чи примусово переміщених дітей, то хоч і володіємо інформацією про трохи більше, ніж 19,5 тисяч дітей, про яких нам відомо персональні дані, але потенційно ми думаємо, що росіяни могли викрасти близько 200-300 тисяч українських дітей.
Dara, when you've been successful in bringing some of the children back, can you tell us what steps did you take?
I wanted to comment.
Я не можу коментувати будь-яку детальну інформацію щодо кейсів повернення українських дітей, тому що якщо Сьогодні ми будемо це озвучувати, це говорить про те, що ми не зможемо повернути за цією процедурою жодну українську дитину. Єдиного механізму поки немає, ми створюємо драфт, але ті способи, які ми зараз використовуємо, мають залишатися максимально в інформаційній тиші. А якщо сказати в загальних рисах, то для того, щоб повернути дитину, потрібно мати її біологічних рідних, які здатні виїхати до Російської Федерації з відповідним пакетом необхідних документів і повернутися з дитиною назад. Але це повинні бути здорові люди, які можуть витримати таку важку дорогу. Це мають бути не військові люди, інакше їх ніколи звідти не випустять. Це мають бути люди, які мають величезну категорію обмежень, інакше вони ніколи не повернуться з Російської Федерації разом з дитиною.
But what's the majority of the children who are abducted? Can you tell us a little bit about their background, or what kind of families they're from, and which areas, and the conditions of their current family?
А відповідаючи на ваше питання, я скажу, що повернуся до мети. Ми говоримо про геноцидну політику. Коли ми говоримо про таку політику окупантів, ми говоримо, що їм абсолютно байдуже, з якої сім'ї ця дитина, якого вона віку, чи це хлопчик, чи це дівчинка, чи має вона інвалідність, їм байдуже. Їм потрібно забрати у України майбутнє, а це українські діти. Але якщо ми говоримо про шостий сценарій, який я ще сьогодні не чіпала, це, власне, виглядає як відбір дітей. Тому що росіяни роблять? Вони запровадили обов'язковий медичний огляд дітей на окупованій території. І тут раптом під час цього огляду у абсолютно здорових дітей з'являється діагноз, який потребує негайного лікування чи реабілітації в Російській Федерації. Тож ми говоримо про різні способи. Ми говоримо про те, що росіяни абсолютно дегуманні істоти. Коли викрадають українських дітей, вони також проходять процедуру фільтрації. Знаєте, для чого потрібна фільтрація? Для того, щоб знищити відчуття гідності, власної гідності. Тому що дитину так само роздягають, оглядають. У дитини забирають її персональні речі, і таким чином вона втрачає відчуття особистості, прив'язки до того, що вона особистість. Вона втрачає можливість опиратися. І якщо додати до цього потім процедуру індоктринації, коли починається ось така промивка мізків, коли починають розповідати, що України не існує, і ти втратив свою родину, у тебе вбили батьки, не ми росіяни. Ну да, ми росіяни, але ми тому, що захищали тебе від України.
Thank you very much for your insight. It's very disturbing to hear.
We start our Ukrainian corridors from August this year and already supply more than 6 million tons on the market of different countries. And it's very important for the economic, not only Ukraine, but for the world.
So maybe Dmytro, could you tell us exactly what we're seeing now and the damages caused by the Russians?
Yeah, thank you. Right now we are at the passenger terminal of Odessa seaport. This passenger terminal welcome more than 180 vessels every year during the season. So a lot of crews come here, a lot of tourists, thousands of tourists feel our nice city, and the life is here, you know, was wonderful. Unfortunately, you can see what's going on, how the Russian missiles and drones destroyed the passenger terminals. It was a nightmare. It was, I don't remember exactly when it was this attack.
This year.
23rd of September.
So-
Is just 1 month ago.
Yeah.
it's
So this
1
is
month-
recent.
Yeah, 1 month ago they start with missiles, then they attacked by drones, and unfortunately it can't be repeated so fast, and we expect to do it during the next year maybe, but no passenger vessel due to security reason, due to safety reason, did not come to Odessa. Women's
So what's the economic impact and the impact to the port?
Yeah, it's a
since
huge impact, negative for sure. It's not only an impact for Ukraine and for Ukrainian ports. As you know, from the beginning, almost half a year, all ports were blocked. Some of them were temporarily occupied, like Mariupol, like Berdiansk. Actually, 5 our ports occupied it from 2014 in Crimea. Then, thanks to our military forces, we win back Kherson port, but unfortunately we can't use it because the Russian very near, and they use the artillery every day, and every day the people died, civilian, not the military. Yeah, and from the beginning, when all ports were blocked, the price for the agriculture products, for the foodstuff, extremely rise. It's for 20 or 25%. All prices rise. And then when these grain initiatives were signed in August, it was signed on 22nd of July 2022, and first vessel left the Odessa port on 1st of August. And the price immediately dropped. We worked very close with World Food Program of United Nations, and I was surprised that half of the World Food Program depend of Ukraine. So it's filled by Ukrainian agriculture products. For sure, World Food Program can buy more if the price lower. It's logically it's. And then we start to work in accordance with this grain initiative, and as I said, the price dropped, and we supply, like Denise said, almost 33 million ton on the world market, food world market, during this grain initiative. But then Russia went out from don't continue participation, and we start again, thanks for our military forces, for our navy, we start our Ukrainian corridors from August this year, and already supply more than 6 million ton on the market of different countries, in Indonesia, South Korea, China, a lot of Africa countries, Thailand. Yeah, it's very important for the economic, not only Ukraine, but for the world.
So what is
Dmitry, just very quickly, we get some idea of the installations, particularly the grain installations that were destroyed in this port.
Yeah, we have damages and we repair it. And
what were destroyed exactly?
Exactly. For example, we have the transshipment terminal, and between the silo we have the loading machine. It is destroyed. And but you need to understand that in Ukraine, Ukrainian Seaport Authority and the stevedoring company, it's a part. So it's they have we have the private one, state-owned one. So they repair it, they renovate it, bring new one, and continue and resume to work. Our responsibility it's the berths, aquatories, so make the dredged works to secure the vessel for the depth. But we continue all day, every day. We have 6,000 employees. We did not fire any person during the war. We continue to pay salary. We keep them on our payroll. Every day they go to the port, go to their work, and that is why we can resume our work very fast. Could you imagine then the grain initiative were signed on 22nd of August, last year. And we start to resume our operation 22nd of July, 1st of August. So only 1 week. And we resume immediately because we keep the port in good shape all this time.
So it's back to normal now? Are you saying the grain shipment is more or less back to
Yes,
normal?
more or less normal. More or less normal.
But is grain price back to normal now? The price of grain?
Yes, more or less normal. But for sure, the world market feel the shortage. We before the war, we can export it more than 60 million ton of agriculture. And as Denise said, during the grain initiative, only 32, so half. That is why if Ukraine is I think 5/5 or 6th main
Largest,
exporter of grain. The first of sunflower seed, first of sunflower oil, and for sure. And if in rich country, let's say, in normal country, the citizen feel it just this shortage, just for the price reason, that the 1 liter of oil was €1, now it's a €2, but we have the country, especially in Africa and Asia, where they even can't eat, so they have no food. That is why World Food Program support, supply, and Ukraine is very important in this chain of
the food
supply.
security.
Yeah, for food security.
See, we have a candidate for the presidency, a young person. I just said
Okay.
young person that is trying to change the country. Go and help him in volunteers.
So Christina, tell me a little bit, what are we looking at? What happened, when, and, basically, tell me the story.
Yes, now we are unfortunately on the most famous place in the city of Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine. This was a city council, the regional administration that was hit in the beginning of the Russian invasion in 2022, in March 2022. So it's just the office of the city council and the mayor of the city, and it was the most massive attack on the city on all the 2 years of the invasion. Here 37 people died and another 30 persons have been injured, and now it's almost damaged completely, and maybe it will not be possible to restore the building.
So was it an air attack?
Yes, it was a direct missile hit on the city council.
And then what happened, and how did it impact the city as a whole?
Honestly, there were lots of panic, and people thought that because it was March and the Russian troops were approaching the city, many people thought that it will be the end of the city and it will be taken by the Russian army. And because lots of people died, it's really the panic started here.
But is the city well defended now, Mykolaiv?
Now, yes, almost the whole region is now liberated from Russians, and we really fortified the region. So now it's almost safe.
So it's almost back to normal?
Yes.
But there'll be a lot of rebuilding done?
Yes, and demining.
Demining?
Yes. All the agriculture facilities are mined, and it's dangerous to cultivate crops here, unfortunately. And the seaside is blocked.
Okay. Is life here almost like normal, people going to work, people, children going to school, and everything is okay? How would you say?
Not very good weather, but you can check it in 2 blocks in here and see that people are walking on the streets. For now, we have more than 1,050,000 people in the region, and before the 24th of February it was 1,200,000. And talking about Nikolaev city, it was about 450,000 people, and now it is 410,000.
Okay, so not
Almost everybody come back, but we have about 30,000 people from Kherson living in Nikolaev. Yes, and something like that. But formally it was 150, 180, more than 200,000 people came back only in Nikolaev.
Okay, that's good.
Through this year.
But how long do you think the reconstruction will take?
Dozen of years, because we're trying to recover it from primary to not primary, but too many objects, and some recovery. They are going in external, not in urgent way. So, but we need capital recovery for lots of things. Too many private houses, more than 9,000 private houses.
But you've started the reconstruction?
No,
not yet.
We did 1,400, and we have 9,000 of them. And there is not only problem with money or problems with people, because many of them are in the military forces, problem with vehicles, problem with documents for private property, because we have government programs for recovering, but people need documents, and they never had it. They're trying to do it, it is time, they need to come back in here to the village, and he is, for example, abroad, and this is also a bureaucratic process, so it will take some time.
So in terms of amount, how much international aid has Mykolaiv received so far, and how has it been dispersed?
I remember numbers that Denmark helped for 75.5 million euros from the beginning of the war, and other partners about 30 million euros of help. This is that we can amount. This is not in money; it is in goods, in materials, in pipes, in generators, in vehicles. This is about it. We're not
but not money?
No, we're not receiving money, and I don't want it.
Then it'd be tricky, difficult to disperse.
Maybe corruption, something, think about it, you need to do it properly. This is not right, because we have different procedures with European Union, and we just helping with tasks, with projects, with how to do it, and we receive already help in material form.
What about the blockade of the strait? I mean, how long is that going to last, do you think? We were in the Nibelund port today, and they can't, the ships can't carry the grain out, everything has to go by truck. I mean, when do you think it'll be?
When the Russian will roll out, because
but you can't defeat them.
You need to look on the map, because there is a narrow path, exit from our ports to the sea, and this part is about 4 kilometers. And last time they destroyed 2 ships, big civilian ships with grain. They just attacking it with primitive weapon. That's why they can see it. I'm talking about Odessa. There is 300 kilometers to Odessa, and they need to shoot missile, very expensive. And in here they can see it by their own eyes and shoot with everything they want.
How did you end up? You said you were a businessman.
Yes.
And then how did you end up where you are now?
Through the 2017, 2018, it was a bit like not business, not CEO, like an owner, co-owner. So
business
I had
owner.
Lots of free time. I spent it for journeys, for family, for sports, for hobbies. And my wife said that it is too early in 37 to do nothing. You see, we have a candidate for the presidency, a young person. Young person that is trying to change the country. Go and help him in volunteers stuff. Yes, and I think, okay, I'm doing nothing. I have lots of money, but I need to do something useful for my country. I went to the volunteer center
the
of President
election?
Zelensky. Yes.
So you were elected?
No, I was
Okay.
start to work in the staff for election for the president
Campaign.
Mhm, and then?
and then I start to work further and elected to the city council like deputy.
Okay.
And then they said you need to work in here. I said okay, not for a long time, but we was. To tell the truth, we was trying to find. We had administration with one person in Kiev that we were trying for the region to find someone, and we, 20 persons. We собеседование. We interviewed many people. Trying what you're going to do. And said no, he's trying to steal money. And this, no, he's weak. And they said no, and we tried, and then my friend said you will go, and we will find later.
But was there ever a battle? Like, is there, of the ground with the ground troops? Was there ever like a
Yes.
conflict?
Yes, through the whole region it was.
But you managed to defeat them, push them out. How?
Luck.
Really? Not weapons, tactical? I mean,
It is difficult to explain. Ukraine united in one day, and everybody gets to like volunteers and say, please give us a weapon and tell us what to do. And all the people makes in many groups. We have lots of groups: hunters, fishermen, bordermen, deputies, just agricultural owners of this big business. They all start to fight. Everybody do something put in mind. Someone knows how to shoot, someone knows how to scout. So everybody was involved in the thing that he can do for our victory. And it was many provocation, many diversions through the way of saboteurs. First day of Russian, they just was moving in trucks without anything. We just shoot them and they run.
Really?
Oh, really?
Really. First time they don't understand. It just was ready. They was told that we're waiting for them with flowers. We just a column of towers. Yes. No, the first line is the taken line that moved, for example, troopers, paratroopers, or scouts or special forces. They moved and here they said, okay, and this territory is behind them from Nikolaev. We went in here and they tried to supply them with fuel, ammunition or something. We just take it back from them and they said, oh, we don't have food, we don't have fuel. So
they're trapped.
They was trapped. So we cannot fight with military line that was paratroopers with heavy machine gun, because we had only AKs and some small RPG and mines. But we could fight with the whole supply line with they're trying to supply them.
So you starve them.
Cut all the supply lines.
I see. Are you optimistic about victory?
Yes, of course. It is hard work, but it will be. We can remember the Second World War and another wars, they all end in some way. So, and I do not remember the last war that was finished by capitulation. It is it ends with some victories or not.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.